Florida, a sunny state for shady people. It's a big mix here. Old people, regular people, meth heads, Hispanics, really rich white people, and every single type of redneck you can think of. Because of the weather, it's one of the main destinations for Americans, but due to the people here, it's one of the worst places you can move. No, that's mean. There's plenty of good folks in Florida. Kinda. But where are the worst places you can live in Florida? Many people will say there isn't a good place in Florida to live anymore these days. But we have to pick the worst 10, which was super hard. I'm going to use data, statistics, and feedback from you people on where the worst places to live in Florida are. And no, everywhere is not one of them. Let's begin. Lots of people and there's lots to do. There's a theme park that is really cool. Hurricanes will kill you, all the meth will kill you, but you'll be really tan, Florida, Florida. Okay, here we go, people. Now before we start, let's get on the same page. To determine the worst places in Florida, we mostly use data on every single place to live in the state. Areas that are poorer, with higher crime rates, lousy job opportunities, and bad schools would be considered bad. In addition to those unbiased metrics, I listened to you, the alert viewer. I took into account places you said were terrible in comments from a video I did 5 years ago. So, sure, there's some really bad places to live in Broward County, but none of them ranked high enough or had enough votes from you guys to make it into the top 10. Though Pompano Beach would certainly get an honorable mention. That said, let's begin, everyone. We start in the biggest city in Florida, Jacksonville. Jacksonville? Yes, Jacksonville. Now, statistically, this city of nearly 1 million people didn't rank that bad. It's higher than average for thefts, but violent crimes have seen a huge spike lately. Last year, Jayville saw a 17% increase in murders, up to 131, which is the highest this city's seen since a peak 20 years ago. And Duval County as a whole has seen an increase in everyday crimes, giving it the distinction of having the state's second highest crime rate of all. But Jacksonville doesn't see some of the raw inner city type violence we'll see soon. Jobs-wise, it's looking pretty good, with growth expected to be about 20% higher than the national average. But you guys, alert YouTube viewers, have been insisting Jacksonville needs to be on this list. Some very mean comments about Jacksonville call the people super rude and uneducated, the food scene terrible, with bad drivers, crappy schools, and you call it a big city that lacks any real character. Harsh! But we try to balance the bad with the good. You may not know it, but Limp Bizkit formed in Jacksonville. Oh wait, that's probably not a positive thing? If you thought Homestead and North Miami were bad, drop into Opalocka, pal. This little city of 17,000 people is a North Miami suburb, one of many in this part of the Miami metro area that are ghetto. Opalocka is actually the 10th most dangerous city in the whole nation per capita, with a violent crime rate that makes places like Key Biscayne look like another world. 1 out of 50 people here gets beat up or assaulted in some way, or killed. 20% of the population doesn't have a job, and nearly half the residents lives in poverty and likely on welfare. This place used to be decent up until around the mid-'80s, but all of these small homes, which were built nearly 100 years ago, have become run down, and now what used to be middle class is all lower class. Some people call it a ghetto amusement park, and that is just mean. Search Opalocka on YouTube, and it's basically ghetto driving tours, bad news and crime, and terrible rapper videos. Not good. Not fun. Hey now, we're not going too far at all. In fact, we're going right next door to another ghetto Miami hood, Miami Gardens. First, the statistics. Miami Gardens residents have a 1 in 24 chance of being robbed every year, which isn't fun. Sadly, 1 in 10 people gunned down here as a teenager, so they clearly start early in the 33054. Locals call it Murder Gardens. It's so bad here they made a movie about this hood. But this is a really big city, 112,000 people, so you think maybe there would be job opportunities. If there are, a lot of people aren't getting up in the morning to head there. 1 in 6 people here wakes up around noon, grabs a bowl of cereal, and then decides how they're going to feed their kids. But you can bet the cops here are getting up early, or going to bed late, or both. If you ever want to see some real action, head on down to Tootsie's Cabaret on Miami Gardens Drive. Sit out in the parking lot after dark. Way out in the sticks in the middle of Florida's backwoods farm and land, and on the western fringes of Palm Beach County, is the teeny tiny little community of Pahokee. It's on the banks of Lake Okeechobee. They grow sugarcane, beets, and turnips mostly. It's pretty bad here. This whole area was once underwater, but the Everglades were partially drained 100 years ago, leaving a fertile, mucky swath of land that's hot and buggy. It has the highest unemployment rate in the state, and by far, for cities of any decent size, where 1 in 4 people hasn't worked in a long time. This area is home to one of the nation's largest sugar plantation concentrations, but a decade ago, production of the sugarcane became mechanized, so lots of jobs were lost. 1 in 3 residents lives far below the poverty line. Poverty and crime is so bad here, there's been a growing clamor among Pahokee residents to dissolve this city entirely and turn this place into an unincorporated city to be managed by Palm Beach County, or just maybe made into one big Publix. It's also really polluted here, since they regularly burn off sugarcane every season. Those are a few reasons why you can buy a home here for about $90,000 on average, and that's the 15th lowest home price level in the state, people. For the only time, we're going to visit Florida's left coast. Just north of Tampa is the always entertaining, mostly rough and tumble area known to Floridians as Pasco County, or Trashco County. It's Florida at its best. Now, western Pasco County might be considered the center of all that is white trash central. It might be the scariest white ghetto in all the land. Port Richey and Newport Richey are so well known in this part of the state that people actually go out of their way to drive here and see it. Newport Richey has the 4th lowest home values in the whole state and is the state's 14th most dangerous place per capita. Drugs, pain pills, homeless people, car thefts, drive-bys, you name it, they got it. Strip clubs, gun shops, pawn shops, tattoo parlors, and liquor stores, you name it, they got it. Pasco County's infamous in pop culture. Live PD regularly did episodes there because, well, there's a lot of things to film here. Facebook is home to the Real Pasco Slam Book, which makes fun of Pasco County areas such as Shady Hills, Hudson, and Griffin Park. This fixer-upper is located in the community of Moon Lake, which defines all that is great about Pasco County. This comment pretty much sums up Pasco County. The height of success in West Pasco seems to be getting on Social Security. It makes one speechless to see somebody driving around in a new SUV, using an Obama phone and using food stamps to buy groceries. But hey, quit laughing, Polk County. You're not much better. Y'all live in the swamp slums. Daytona Beach sure is a great place to party, but living there is another story. Daytona Beach ranks as one of the most dangerous places in the state of Florida. For violence, 1 in 91 people will fall victim this year. For thefts, 1 in 18 people will. That's pretty much everyone on every block. Sadly, people here are pretty poor too. Holly Hill, or Holly Hell, or Holy Hell, however you want to refer to it, might be the worst part of the Daytona Beach area. Volusia County, where Daytona Beach is, has one of the highest suicide rates in the state and twice the national average. Daytona is the kind of place that not only sucks, but it saps your energy, cripples your spirit, and wrecks your life so badly that you get trapped there, unable to leave until you possibly retire. But hey, some people like it here. That's why they sell these awesome I Love Daytona Beach t-shirts for $43.99. What the? That was a throwback to the original Worst Cities in Florida video I did 5 years ago. Only true OG Nick Johnson fans remember that one. Our next stop takes us back to the ghetto Miami hoods. This is a tie between Liberty City and Overtown. These are both neighborhoods. Liberty City is located just west of Little Haiti. If you're thinking about moving to Florida, this is not the Miami dream you are seeking. For $279,000, you can buy a rundown home with bars on the street. Or this one with bars on it for far less. Actually, a lot of these houses have bars on them. Not good, not fun. The alternative is ghetto housing projects. It's so bad here, they based a Grand Theft Auto game on the place. This person says, Liberty City is the pit of hell of Miami. Hopelessness pervades the community. Man, that is so mean. Overtown isn't much better, really. Just a few blocks from downtown and perhaps only an 8x6 block radius. Overtown's impoverished and run down and dangerous and filled with crime, where people are drinking booze at 11 a.m. looking to do illegal things. They're trying here. Miami's announced a massive redevelopment effort in Overtown to rehab dilapidated housing complexes in the Overtown area, but for now it remains a destitute dive. But hey, at least you're close to downtown Miami and not stuck in some ghetto Orlando hood like Pine Hills. Another beach town, Riviera Beach, is a terrible place. They call it Raw Viera Beach, or simply the Raw. This little Palm Beach County community is basically a hood, industrial parks, and a community college, and that's it. Bye, Riviera Beach. Back to Miami-Dade County we go. This time, we're going to take a stop in Florida City. Property crime is disturbingly high, where 1 in 12 people gets robbed, and 1 in every 43 people gets assaulted or attacked. I mean, come on. It's actually statistically the third most dangerous place in the country right now. Poverty-wise, it's a sad place to live too. 4 in 10 people here is straight up struggling to pay their bills. And having liquor stores on just about every corner in some parts of town doesn't make this a good place to raise your kids. Florida City peeps got into a fist fight at their Walmart the other day, so perhaps that's an indication of the type of people who live here. There's a Facebook page called Only in Dade, and many of the bizarre videos and pictures come from Florida City. And where's our worst place to live in Florida? Belglade is. Way up here in Palm Beach County near Pahokee, it's also a farming community where you can buy a home right now for under $100,000, but you probably shouldn't do that, and you wouldn't find a job unless it was a farming job. Most people live in poverty. Crime is 5 times higher than national average. Belglade once had the highest rate of HIV infection in the country, so they call it Bel AIDS. There's nothing to do here all day but stare out into the muck, watch the sugarcane grow, lock your doors when somebody escapes from the local prison, and wish you were at the beach. You have a Winn-Dixie here, but you have to drive all the way back to Wellington to find a Publix. It's sad, deserted, and in many parts looks like a third world country. Okay, so that's it. The worst places to live in Florida. Hope you learned something. I did. Most of Florida is no longer the paradise it once was. There's still tons of nice areas in the Sunshine State, and it remains one of the most beautiful places in the nation, but the nice areas are no longer affordable. Old Florida, the charming, laid-back paradise of long ago, is now a big parking lot in many areas. There's some great people in Florida still, but Old Florida may be gone forever. Lots of people and there's lots to do. There's a theme park that is really cool. Hurricanes will kill you, all the meth will kill you, but you'll be really tan, really tan. Alligators that will bite your face. A big old track where you can watch the race. A bunch of old people with nothing to do but drive around all damn day, all damn day. Florida, Florida.